Welcome to the third final of the Battle Royale League. Today, Radux and Calamity couldn't find the time to co-cast with me. And as a replacement, we have Punt Noob here. Say hello.
Hey guys, it's good to be back from last season, and I'm here now to join Jeff to cast this week 3 of the finals.
Yeah. Let's quickly go over the standings from the end of last week. I need to pull them up for myself quickly. Um, Harrier is still on top after a somewhat mediocre last week. He is closely followed by Kodak and Trickter. They are only half a point behind him. Then on fourth place is Iman. The next three ranks are as close as the top three, and they also are only separated by half a point. And the last two ranks are taken by Jake and Cookie, also only separated by 1.5 points. Anything you want to add, Pund?
Yeah, it's been really close. It's really hard to say who's going to be like the leader going forward, and we know that there's a lot of quality. I mean, Jake almost won last season, and to know also the two weakest weeks for every player will be deleted. So for Dennis, who wasn't able to participate last week but is here this week, they got last place because they didn't play, but that definitely will be crossed out at the end of the whole process. And same for someone like DJ, who's sitting there with a 3 and an 8.5. If they can have more 3s and less 8.5s, they'll be fine. They'll be at the top of the standings at the end of the season. Obviously, really good standings are going to be the best. Harry's already at the top, but that 4.5 may not stand for the winner. You expect to be four results that are in the top half of the results at the end of the season. Someone like Kodiak's already doing that, though they haven't actually won a week yet.
Yes, okay then. Today we are playing the third mode with no moving multi-guests. This mode requires again a totally different skill set. It is easier than country streaks, I think, because you can guess multiple times, but it is still somewhat similar as you can not move. I could imagine that we have again a wholly different leaderboard, and I hope the players who have been struggling the past 2 weeks will turn up their game and win their first games today.
Yeah,
What do you think,
because of
Poon?
the qualifiers, just everybody's such quality that if they get a tough round, a lot of people will still be getting the answer correct, and you can see good players drop rounds like we had the first 2 weeks, and it's probably even more true with the no moving. It's not as extreme as the no moving panning zooming that we had in week 1, but it's the same idea at the end of the day. It's still just limited to the information that you're provided. With some rounds, we'll have some signs or something that you'll be able to see that you wouldn't have been able to see in no moving, panning, zooming. But most of the time, it's going to be pretty similar to week 1.
Yeah, okay then. Let's hop into the first game.
So the players are ready. It's going to be Battle Royale's country, no moving. And let's get started in 3, 2, 1.
Let's see.
Okay, the game will give us its own countdown. It's fine.
Yeah.
My job is
Europe?
easy. We don't get to move. And yeah, we are in pretty generic Eastern Europe. I'm trying to see if there's any language the players could pull, and I'm not seeing it. We got a couple incorrect guesses coming in from Harrier and Iman, while most of our players are getting it. This round, as long as they get the country correct, isn't going to be particularly crucial because I'm not going to be guessing. It's just Kodiak left, and he's got rid of basically every Eastern European flag that's red.
Yeah. I think it could be Croatia or so.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
basically,
confused though.
I
Or
I
Slovenia
yeah,
with the ballers
Slovenia
behind
is
us.
basically the thing that came to mind. The baller's a bit weird because it's cut off,
Or Serbia.
but we'll get out from the players. I think Serbia is probably actually the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Everybody got that. This
Okay,
is Africa, isn't it?
yeah, and speed matters. Sun is in the north, and it's
Can you check the car?
ooh no, it's not. It's not. It's southern.
Ah, it's black car, Argentina.
I don't know why I humored you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some English on the ground with slow, and Some more
This
English
is
on the
UK.
signs. Yeah, is it UK or Ireland? Based on the
Yellow number plate.
plates, United Kingdom.
There we go.
And we do lose a few players there. Milan and Trichter uh, out.
Yes.
Presumably guessing Ireland. I didn't catch if their particular guess. We have some Southeast Asian, I believe, but it's going to be a guess between Malaysia, Indonesia, and everybody guesses it. Oh, sun in the north, and it looks just awfully generic. It's one of those rounds that's tricked many new people. Is it Australia or South Africa?
But, not Botswana.
Not
Some
not
people guessed it,
Botswana.
but
It's
it's
never
wrong.
Botswana. I don't know why they guessed Botswana.
Okay.
Let's see here.
And it's
Okay,
Cookie who didn't get that one in
yeah,
time.
cookies out. We've got an American highway sign here and a brown
You
the
should
other
know
white.
these. You should know these. But since we're not playing distance, they don't matter that much.
Is that a communist flag just chilling there?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Brilliant.
I
I
think
think the
that's
language is going
Laos.
to be more helpful. All these players should be able to get that this is in fact Laos. But the
Yes.
communist flag there is super interesting. I would have been distracted. We have some
Yeah.
signs we'd love to go see, but I'm pretty sure this is just Russia.
And can you check the car?
Uh, you looking for Ukraine stuff? It's nothing there.
Yeah, not visible.
Yeah, it's not
Also,
not
black
not
car
Mongolia if it's what you're
Russia.
asking.
Yeah, also black car Russia is a thing, but it wasn't visible, so doesn't really matter. And Harrier is dropped out this round.
Okay, we got Ulika on the street sign, and it's very much Eastern European. Dennis is the only one who's confident in the quick lock, but with these players in the quality, they have to be quick. Eamon already has two strikes. Romania and Poland. Jake is also stretching here with a hungry guess,
Um,
and it's Slovakia.
yeah, Slovakia.
I didn't see any Czechias in the list though. Interesting. We got
Surprising, yeah.
four players left. We've got one car behind
Colombia,
us.
Colombia. Yellow
Yeah.
number plate.
Oh yeah, yellow plate. Yeah. Colombia is like an absolute boogeyman for me right now. But all these players confidently guess Colombia. Okay, we are near the city of Delta.
Creative name.
Yeah, I think it's a game of U.S. or Canada again.
I think southwestern United States,
Yep.
based on landscape.
Ooh, interesting rock here.
Is this
And
Bolivia?
full injection on the car behind us. Interesting.
Yeah.
We do have a flag, but I do not believe that is a relevant flag.
Portugal?
Yeah,
Portugal?
it does have
No.
that like dustiness that you see in a lot of the Bolivian cities.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
this
it's
round,
Sweden.
yeah, this round should be pretty straightforward for our Battle Royale players. You did play last season. You know these dashes.
Yeah, sure. Sweden. Classic meta.
And it's Norway.
I throw my head out.
This is the problem with casting is
Yeah.
one, there's a reason we're here and not in the game. But two, we have to just act like we're smart, no matter if we know it confidently or not.
This is
Four
Norway, though.
players.
This is
This is
Norway.
that's
I
classic
knew it.
Norway. Uh,
Yeah.
and we'll move on. These players are very persistent. It's been Trichter and Milan have been out for a good 10, 15 rounds, and we've got a really generic round here. There is some English, but these players are gonna have to really rack their minds of where this could possibly be. All four of them guessed
Australia.
Australia.
Crazy. Didn't think they would all get it.
Okay, here's a really generic round.
Check the car.
Yeah. Do we got like any? We do have an antenna.
No, nothing.
Confirms it's
I
Eastern
can't.
Europe, but
I can't antenna guess, but
yeah, Russia.
Russia.
That is another person out with
Makes sense.
Kodiak dropping.
Indeed.
Ooh, this is a nice little road. I think our meta
Mm,
here is gonna be the pole, right? But
it's also Gen 2, maybe Luxembourg.
I'm
The
interested to
camera
see.
generation.
Oh, these players are
Ah,
so
it's
good.
just
It's just
France.
France.
Yeah, astonishing. That
Okay,
should be New Zealand
New
with the bollard.
exactly. And we're on the east side of New Zealand with the ocean out there. Very pretty. This looks like
Yes,
north of.
also in the south
This will
though.
be north of Auckland when on it. This is one of my classic distance guesses. I'm very happy with.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, this is beautiful and it looks shoddy and farmy. I instinct is Romania. We do have a
No,
nice
it
little
should
cross
be
here.
Baltic.
Oh, you think Balt? Yeah, yeah, I guess. Like Lithuania, but without the blur. Yeah, so Latvia.
Latvia.
Yeah, Lithuania
Yeah.
without the blur is Latvia.
Yeah, basically. Kind of rude to say, but I mean,
I mean,
also
they're
kind of
very
true.
similar. That's the reason the Baltics are paired together. I mean, beyond history,
Yeah,
is because they are very similar. We do
yeah.
have a sign here, but I don't think they're really going to be going off the sign. It's just United States.
Straightforward one.
Another interesting one here. No EU on the car? I've seen that correct?
Hmm,
Interesting.
not one. Could be France.
Both players guessing really quickly. They're not wasting their time. It was
Oh,
United Kingdom. I think maybe the license plates were the biggest difference there. It did feel like United Kingdom, but uh, the back plate of the car in front of us didn't have any yellow, so I think that might have thrown off one of our players. But Dennis does get the win, and Dennis needed it after not winning or getting any result last week just simply by being absent. Uh,
yeah, indeed.
I'm ready to hit play
Good
again,
job,
but if
Dennis.
you do want to check in with the players,
You can play it again, and then you can press another button, so it's no problem. Oh, and Iman needs to restart his computer, so it will be a short break.
yeah, so just thinking about the standings there, we saw Trichter go out really early, and Trichter had a really good week last week. We saw Dennis at the top, and Dennis simply was absent last week. So the results are already going to be mixed around from what we saw. Not that this particular final week has really gotten started. We're only one out of our 6 games in, and it's been really interesting, really fun. I appreciate you letting me be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here at all. Yeah, you can start now, I think.
Come on, nice easy one so we can get our game started. It's not the particular definition of easy. It's one of those classic rounds that will trip up new players with Australia, South Africa, Argentina, or US. Go. But all of our players have figured it out. Or most of them have at least. There's no rush.
Yeah, I
Sun is in the
think
north.
with the yellow lines on the side, it can't be Canada or United States. So
Hmm.
these two fall away, and my best guess would be South Africa, but it's not that rare. I confuse those.
I'm pretty sure it's Chad. You sure it's not Chad? How about Chad? Botswana. It's none of the four I
Yeah,
said.
not gonna
We're,
talk
we're
about
just
that.
we're gonna shush. We're gonna shush. Gonna spectate,
Yes,
and we are. Where are we? Is this like? Is this just like weird Spain? I don't think it is, but Chile. That's why. Okay, I haven't thought about Chile in months. Sorry, Chile.
hmm
Chile is very gettable just based on the road markings and the Spanish speaking. Really, once you consider it, it's the only option. But uh, these players. Oh, we have some trouble here. And it's Turkey, and everybody except for Cookie gets it, just because it went beyond the time limit. Sorry, Cookie, with the ninth place in this round. This looks annoyingly like Mediterranean, Southeast Europe, which can
Greece.
often be a bit of a crapshoot itself. I don't imagine all these players are going to get it correct. Got a lot of
It is
Portugals and a
Gen
lot of
2.
Spains, but it's neither of those.
It is Gen 2. I think it could be Greece.
Oh, Greece. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking like
Yeah, it was.
I was thinking Greece, Albania was where I was at. A lot of those players were thinking Spain, Portugal for whatever reason. No, interesting stuff. We are in the back roads. Um, it's the sort of thing that jumps out to me as UK, but it's only because I'm from the UK.
Same. Same.
I mean, it could be Ireland. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the
And
players guessed UK. We weren't alone.
it is Iman who
Absolutely
dropped
beautiful. I
that.
think I've had this round before too, but it is so
Norway
pretty.
looks similar though. And they have a lot of these fjords, so maybe you are confusing it, but
No, it's Norway. I've had this round before. Like a whale
okay.
jumps out of that out of that ocean in a short bit.
Okay. Crazy.
Here we go. Okay. I
Argentina
There's a
or
bollard here that doesn't yell Argentina to me.
yeah.
Uh, it's like a
And we're also driving on
yeah.
the left, so it
I was gonna
isn't.
say didn't it was the front side of the New Zealand bollard. We saw the
Yeah.
back side of it previously. But these players have yep. We got the little what is it called? What's the thing in the back of the car
Antenna.
called? Antenna. There we go. These players are very proficient in their meta, and just the quality of play in this season has been so high. Oh, license plates there for Israel. Do we have a domain? We have Cyrillic. Cyrillic doesn't mean too
Yeah.
much in Geoguessr. We got lots of signs, and they're probably distracting
Are
from.
you?
Oh, you saw RU in
What
there?
are you?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I do love it when
Should be in there.
you have Russia and you see domains that aren't for Russia. Like you still see old Soviet Union stuff, and it's like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
Because the
These
idea that
are
the
mean.
internet still existed back in before 1991 is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
All four players get that as Thailand. Really good stuff there, and just showing the quality. Just nothing really to go on. Another similar round back in Southeast
Cambodia.
Asia, but this
I
is
think that's Cambodia.
it has that amount of water that like I associate with Cambodia, just because everything in Cambodia is on stilts for a reason.
Yeah.
And
Same.
these players didn't agree it was Philippines, but
Okay.
none of them thought it was Cambodia either. Interestingly enough,
Okay. Yeah.
are we 3 for 3?
Happens.
We got guys on bikes, and we got a bunch of
Colombia.
jungle. You think Colombia?
Yeah, with the Colombian cross on the sign.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
Oh no. But there was a cross though.
Yeah, I did see the cross, and I didn't mention it because it didn't have like that full. This is beautiful, by the way. I'm distracted.
Indeed.
Wow, I genuinely have no clue where this is. It's
Yeah, Americas.
is it?
A plural
No.
though.
Where?
Yes, it is.
Where is that in America? I want to go
I
there.
want to go there. Let's go together.
Yeah, I'm down. I live closer. It's cheaper for me. Uh, we got some interesting letters there. What is that fake D? I just need them to tell me the answer is. Oh, that's a
Russia.
Russian letter. I've learned Cyrillic and I've never seen. Maybe it's like a lowercase version or something. Puerto Williams and Via Ukika. We got some more
This is in the
signs.
really in the far south of
Yeah.
Argentina or
Or I mean,
Chile. I think it's Chile though.
there was
Yeah.
literally a Chilean flag as we finished up
Yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah.
Uh,
I think Puerto Williams is the southernmost point of America, South America.
that's some good trivia. We do have, I believe,
But I'm
Malaysian.
not sure. But I'm not
Uh,
sure.
you do see these zebra poles across the world. Actually, you see them in Peru, but Peru and Malaysia don't look very similar.
Yeah. Fun fact also in Switzerland, but
Exactly,
uh,
across the world.
yeah,
We have antennas. We got
the black car.
black
I
car. I
think
mean,
that's
it'll be
Russia.
Russia. Where in Russia? We'll find out in the distance round, but uh, we knew
Oh,
it.
and
Again, Dennis with the win. Dennis has just been an
Harrier
absolute monster so far. Let's pull up the
Harrier didn't get that one.
game summary. We've got Harrier and DJ as the top three. Trickster with a much better result. And then, as you remember, Cookie was out on the first round that didn't involve uh, me dropping out. So uh, I think beyond Dennis, a lot of players moving around. Some of the players like Kodiak, I think in Milan were already in the middle and will continue being in the middle. And we'll check the results here after the 3 rounds. But really good stuff. You can see everybody's on fire. Everybody's played way too much. And
Except Cookie.
except Cookie, and I mean it shows. They did go out last there, and they are having a bit of trouble in the standings. But anybody who qualified this season has shown absolute quality, and I don't doubt that Cookie will have some very good rounds, if not today, at least in the finals some week. But goodness, I forget how quality these players are and how long these country rounds take because they just continue to
Yeah,
ping these absolute back roads.
I think you can start now.
Perfect, let's do it.
7 players are no, not 7 players. 3 players are on 7 points right now.
Who are those 3 players?
Um, yes. This is Switzerland for sure.
Yeah, low cam, and I mean, it just looks incredibly Swiss.
Yes. I think it's in the east of Switzerland, around St. Gallen, Appenzell region.
I'm trying to think of a silly country to choose. Why not Angola? We did Chad last time because Chad's funny, but
It was more or less in
yeah.
this region.
Okay, we got Cactus, which, I mean,
Cacti, cacti.
yeah, there's multiple, aren't there? So Cacti is correct. Everybody's guessed, but they're a lot more confident than I am. Is there something in the car? Nope, it's just
Mexico? Yeah.
Mexico. I mean, I would have guessed
Cacti.
Mexico too, but a lot of players just slamming it in there.
I
Yeah,
think cacti more or less equals Mexico. And also Gen 2
yeah, Gen 2
makes
definitely
me
helps.
really think Mexico. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I've made this mistake before. This should be Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, the dashes were bigger when we were in the Norway round and we were mistaken.
Yeah.
Solid yellow lines on
Uh,
the side.
this should be a Eswatini.
No
I think we
elevation
have
is pretty interesting
we have
for
this mountain range to the
Eswatini, but
east,
yeah,
the classic one, yeah.
Eswatini as a country just rises as you go east the whole way. Like you'll sometimes get some rolling hills, but if you're just heading eastward and you're going up, it's Eswatini a lot of the time.
Yes. Also, there's one easternmost road, and there you can see this mountain range all along. I think there's the border as well to South Africa on this mountain range.
I should look down because I know it's Ghana. It's Ghana, guys. Uh, a big tip just to tell yourself to look down is you see these cars that have the just tape on like yellow bumpers just added to them. They
I
are
think this,
incredibly popular in Ghana, though these players can also just look down and see the tape as the meta. This is an interesting island round, and it doesn't jump out to me immediately. Neither to the players. Only half of them have guessed quickly. It was an island round. It's Uruguay.
Uruguay.
How did they know
Yeah,
that was
black
Uruguay?
car,
Do you know?
black car, and this pale, kind of washed out look on.
There was water there, right? I'm not going
Yeah,
crazy. Okay.
I think it was Eastern Uruguay. Looks
Yeah.
sometimes like this.
This is
This Romania, I think.
yeah, this is one of those rounds that is like clearly would be beautiful if it was not just like November when they went to the country.
I
These
think it's spring
yeah,
because of the flowers, but
it's
yeah, I know what you mean.
if they went during the summer, like we always see these beautiful Norwegian rounds, and Norway is always beautiful, to be clear, but
Yeah,
it's also because it's just the middle of summer. When you look at stuff like Bulgaria or Hungary, they get a bad rep in Geoguessr. Jake is looking for it. We did go have someone go out there. It was Bulgaria, by the way.
yeah.
I wasn't.
No, uh, hold on. Yes, Harry did drop out around earlier.
Yeah, so Jake was able to go to time because I believe Harrier went out that round. We had the Spanish stop sign there, by the way, just to explain why that round was so easy for everybody.
This should be Colombia.
Yep, Colombia. I was gonna check for the car stuff, but we had the cross, and this is the natural cross here. There's nothing questionable about it. Uh, but also helps that there's a bit of Spanish to make sure that you're thinking about it. Oh goodness, it's one of these rounds. These players have been so good at just randomly getting this sort of stuff correct. But I genuinely no clue, and I'm gonna hope that someone helps me out here. They're all guessing before the time, and that was a lot of incorrect guesses with a lot of Uruguay's as the second. So it's neither Argentina or Uruguay. It is Peru, and Cookie is the loser of that mad scramble.
It was indeed a hard one.
We are in a parking lot, which always gives me US vibes when it comes to Geoguessr.
Also, the fat cars.
Yeah, that's true. This car is humongous, and that man looks quite American. Everybody else agrees. I suspect probably up a bit more meta than guy is large, car is large, but
Yeah.
we got a bit of language over
Um,
here. La Dula. I think this language is probably a bit more
should
useful.
be Malaysia or Indonesia.
Yep.
Malaysia. Iman didn't get that one.
Uh, why are you yellow?
I think it's France.
You think this is France?
I think it could be.
Sure. Yeah, good stuff.
Yes.
I mean, this is why you did well last season.
Uh,
Uh,
only mediocre, but
yeah, I didn't say good. Um, we got
yeah,
white car, we got absolute desert. I think this is actually Peru, not Bolivia, or no, sorry, Chile because of the roads. So this would be Chile.
yeah,
Yeah,
northern Chile, I think.
it's right in that area though, right? Like that northern Chile, southern Peru, western, and then you look down at the roads and you confirm that there's no yellow on it. It will be Chile. Uh,
Also, Bolivia is similar.
this is just Bangladesh, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yep,
we
yep.
have the car.
We haven't seen it today. This will be near
It is
Dhaka if anything
kinda,
too.
I think it's kinda rare in this on this map. Haven't seen it a lot during all the finals and qualifiers.
This could be a round that we see maybe the winner actually. There's just not much here. It's one of
That's
those
Europe for
rounds.
sure, man.
All three of them guessed
Russia.
Russia. That was a,
That's a crazy one.
that was a very fall Russia, like maybe uh that area near the Baltics.
This is a repeat. This is a repeat for me.
Interesting.
But I'm not sure actually.
Albania.
Yes, Albania, Albania.
Did those
I was
players look up?
thinking,
Because I didn't look up. Apologize.
um, I was thinking Albania, but hadn't, I wasn't sure enough. This should be Tunisia
Yep.
with
Based on
follow
the
car.
follow car, and it also just looks like Tunisia. Uh, this should be Tunisia, and both of our players should get it. We did lose Jake, by the way. We're down to our final two, and
Yes,
it's
I
Dennis
noticed that.
again. Dennis could win and sweep this whole round. Uh, this is going to be Italy, just because that's the most Italian word I've ever seen. And
Sotto passaggio.
near the A14 here.
Autostrada.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not literally the word spaghetti. My favorite thing to figure out Italian, by the way, is just if all the letters are being used, compared to French, where if they just use none of the
Yeah.
letters and it's just five vowels and none of them are sounded out. This is beautiful. What is this mountain? It's a
I
Turkish
think
mountain.
I
Where is
think
that in Turkey?
some people might know that one, but
Huh.
I really have no idea.
Hit us up
I
in the
didn't know
YouTube
they had.
comments. I want to know what that mountain is.
Yeah,
Got a
same.
short little stubby antenna, and otherwise looks things that are probably not Romania, but I like to say are Romania. Baltic, apparently. I've
Lithuania.
been so bad about Baltic today.
This is Alpine from the first glance.
Hi.
I think it might be Slovenia.
Yeah, based on the sign, they'll get it at Slovenia once they turn around. The yellow signs are Slovenian, though based on the zoom, it also did look like the sort of name you'd see in a Slovenian town.
Yes, and this should be Romania, right?
I believe so. The Poles.
Or Hungary. It could also be Hungary.
I saw this in a meme recently. It was
Yeah, it was.
Borat was filmed in Romania, and he's standing next to a telephone pole that looked just like that, and you're like, that's not Kyrgyzstan. This will be
And
Hokkaido, which is Japan,
yes.
based on those arrows. Thank you to Reddit League. If anybody is watching and looking for more Geoguessr content, there's tons of it on this channel. Japan was week one of the last season of Reddit League.
Highly recommended.
This screams just I'm mad about it Uruguay, but I don't think it is. It's just gonna be U.S. or
Could be,
something.
could be. Or Argentina.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's Uruguay or Argentina. One of these two. And it was. These players are really good.
Yeah, I mean Dennis
It's
has obviously been absolutely on fire, especially with no moving, right? Like we are gonna see it with distance, and it's gonna be maybe harder, maybe easier, but Dennis is in a huge spot to just win this week, and it's a race for second in some senses. Both players guess it wrong, and DJ is quick on the trigger to place in Argentina as their second guess. I'm interested. I saw Mexico in there too. I think DJ's very much in second. Though we'll double check the standings here in a second. I'm happy to see Jake had a better round. I know he had a worse one. And we've seen some of our old favorites, Milan and Trichter, down at the bottom. So let's go pull up the standings.
yes, I updated them just in this moment. Um, Dennis is first with only 3 points ahead of DJ. The, these players are ahead with 7 points of the other ones, so they are the favorites for today. They're doing absolutely incredible. And Trichter and Cookie, Trichter, who did great last week, isn't doing that great this week. Both are on the last place. And in the middle, and there's also Milan close by the last two players. And the middle is also pretty close with only 2 points in between them. So in theory, everything is open, and yeah.
Yeah,
But Dennis and DJ have a big advantage right now.
I think this is exactly the sort of thing that Trichter fears, by the way. Trichter, as far as we can tell, has been a very much a distant specialist based on the last season and now a half. And getting two first outs is rough because they really just need to be putting up decent results in country because they can expect to do really well in distance. The other incredible players messing them up. Dennis does not get the sweep, and if we look at the previous week standings, there are no sweeps. It would have been really nice. We had Harrier so close in week one too, but uh, it's a really good result there. And I didn't realize how well DJ was doing there. It's a huge gap. It's not insurmountable by some of these players. The players who are at 16 to 14, I think, could still win this week. But Dennis and DJ played out of their mind so far. I need to get this set up, so we'll take a small break here before we start our distance. But this has been good fun, and stick with us. Okay, we're back here with Battle Royale Distance. It's going to be very similar settings, but we're playing distance instead of countries. We just went through the standings, and all of our players are ready, so let's get in there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, things matter, so even if you know where it is based off the yellow plates in the language, we still need to get the exact location, or at least closer than somebody. In this round, it won't matter, because I'm going to just be not guessing, but we do see our guesses coming in. This round does matter slightly, because they can get extra bonus guesses, which will help them spam in the future if they can get the correct country or close to. Those are both worthy of bonus points, but there's no huge pressure to defeat an opponent in this round, and we shouldn't see multiple guesses.
Yeah, so far the players haven't guessed multiple times. So far, so good. Normally it's Cookie who forgets about that, but it seems to be not the case right now.
Cookie doesn't need to. Cookie
Um,
actually is at top of the board. Let's find out
yeah,
exactly where we were. It was Colombia based on the yellow plates and the Spanish, but we were kind of dead center actually, and some players were kind of close, but they were just guessing Bogota and got away with it for some bonus points.
yeah. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is
Oh,
the Mongolia car.
yeah, we're near a huge lake. This actually seems pretty pinpointable if you can find a large lake in Mongolia, which I don't have the ability to pull up the map.
Cookie is great with Mongolia, so I think he's gonna win this round.
Okay, Kodiak hasn't guessed. Kodiak jumps to the top there. Now it's gonna be a scramble off the bottom. Can you find this lake, or can you spam enough guesses to get there? Iman's been trying. There they find it. Now they're in second. It's Milan on the block. Now Harrier. Harrier does not improve much. Harrier's still in trouble, and they're burning a lot of guesses. Okay, we got Harrier and DJ at the bottom, and DJ, I think that might be their last guess. They might be able to sneak one more in here. They do, but
No.
it's not enough. It doesn't actually improve their position. They're all on the correct lake.
Oh,
There were
that
only
is
like
crazy.
4 large lakes to choose from, and 2 of them are just on the wrong side of the lake. Uh,
No, that's unfortunate.
DJ and Harry are just getting compass confused, or
That's unlucky.
desperate, and were on the right side of the lake, and then went to the other side, going, I can't figure out what's going on here.
Yeah. DJ the second from with dropping out first. This kind of surprising to see him not doing that well with distance right now, but I guess this Mongolia round with everyone so close was a hard one indeed.
Harry is going to be happy that they're at the top. They burnt through a lot of their guesses, and while none of these players really get into that much trouble with guesses. Even with 2 guesses, they'll make up a bank on good guesses. A round like this, which feels like just generic Brazil, could also be a guess burner. We see Jake at the bottom here, and there's just not much to go on. One more guess will come in. It's not a good one. Jake doesn't find it. It's a lot further north than you'll usually see in Brazil, and yeah, like I said, Harrier's already back to 4 guesses just off getting the right country here. These players don't really run into much pressure from the game mechanics. It's more just the other players and the quality of the other players.
By the way, you can press F11 again, so
Ooh, thank you.
the bar on top is not shown. This should be. Hold on, what is this? I have no clue right now.
Yeah, you can see even less. We do have a bit of a rift here, actually.
Huh. Oh, well, hold
Oh,
on. Yeah,
hello!
it's Ghana.
I think I figured it out. It might be Ghana.
That took way too long. No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does not feel like I was thinking it was annoyingly kind of vaguely European, but these players will have figured it out. It's on the southern road, and it's going to be Harrier out, who's the one person who neither figured that out or got a bit close with. Actually, the closest guesses weren't actually on the correct road.
This should be Japan.
Yeah, this just screams Japan. Uh, I can't really like feel the low cam, but just this absolutely crowded, just Japanese style buildings.
Is
Um,
there a sea in the north?
so
Um,
there's sea in the north. And the more crowded it is, the further south I want to go. I think this might be like Toyama is a place that like comes to mind immediately.
I'm really bad at Japan. I messed up my Reddit League week and
I'm
don't
not even
remember too
sure.
much anyway.
I'm not even sure if Toyama is the name of the place I'm thinking of it. Tokiyama or Toyama, something. Just like the northern coast above Tokyo is where I would be starting off my guesses. These players have a lot more knowledge just based on if they get told that they're 500 kilometers off. that they need to guess somewhere else. Kodiak jumps from last to first there, and Cookies doesn't find the recovery. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Toyama. Uh,
Ah, yeah.
Trickter actually, I don't think only burnt one guess going there, but it ended up being a bit further west, near Fuki, or actually not near Fuki, in Fuki.
Kui.
Yeah, whatever. Pronunciation's not for me. I'm American. Not actually American yet.
Yeah.
Getting the doing the test next week, but we have a code, and I can't see it, which means you definitely can't see it in the Discord
South
sharing.
Africa, I guess. I thought this
Is that
could be a
RS? That could be
step.
RS.
Yeah, well,
Or no, it would be RS. That's Serbia.
wouldn't be. Yeah. I think it's South Africa, just
Yeah, I buy it. But where in South
right.
Africa is another question. This
Yeah,
is very tropical if it is actually South Africa.
I definitely can't answer this question. Big country and not much to go off of.
The sun is in the
But
north.
yeah,
Even's back at the bottom again, and they're not going to find the recovery. That's going to be them out. The answer, and it usually is the case, it's somewhere between Pretoria and Johannesburg.
makes sense.
Milan is like put it on to Midrand, which is like my go-to hedge for South Africa.
It literally says mid. Yeah, makes sense to go there. No, but this should be Europe, right?
Yeah, Europe, and I mean it just looks a bit Soviet. Uh,
Greece, maybe. And it's zoom in on the sign to your right
oh, we have a
now.
sign. A sign.
Yes. Not readable though.
It says Skula, which I assume is
Ah,
school.
scuola.
Or
Yeah.
Skola. Um,
Oh, was this a Italian number plate?
is this it?
To
This is
your
nah, it's Albania, if anything. No, this can't.
Albania, yeah.
Yeah,
Makes more
this.
sense. Makes more sense.
But yeah, we have the blue on both sides. We also have plates that don't have it, which is more typical if you are actually in Albania compared to Italy, where Italy will just have it on every. Is it? That's
And it
Italy?
was Italy. It
I
was
don't
Italy. No
believe it.
way.
That doesn't. That looks so Eastern European to me. I apologize.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. Just watch it and enjoy. These players be incredibly dominant. These distance rounds do go quicker just because the player does have to get eliminated. And
This is Sweden, right?
this is Sweden, but Sweden is not a small country. It's not a huge country, but
Yes.
and this looks. I mean, it really could be anywhere up and down. This is going to be a guess burner for these players. Not that the guesses are particularly important here, as we're only
And
down to the last three.
we have three players from last season in the finals.
Hey, let's go. Yeah, they struggled so far today. We've seen a lot of mediocre rounds there from Milan,
Yeah.
and Trickter's been at the
Well,
bottom twice. So I'm happy to see that Trickter's doing his old trick. Dennis, by the way, still at the top, just having an
yes.
absolutely brilliant day.
He's compensating for last week. Um, but DJ, as I said, is down there, so I think he
Trickter might
has a good
sneak one more in.
chance. I think DJ has a yeah. I mean, Dennis has a good chance
Wow, that's a
of
lot further
winning.
south than I thought it was going to be. So when I was thinking of Sweden, I was thinking more or less where they are northward. But that was incredibly far south for just how green it was. I mean, Sweden in general is just incredibly green, but uh, what is this?
Huh.
This is quaint, I think is the word that I'm going to use, which just some really unusual fences, some really unusual baskets, and I just want to
I
move, but
think
we can't do it.
I think I'm gonna use the word odd.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that I've seen described as meta
Yeah,
before, but I can't remember what country. Um,
yeah.
but down to the last two, like they can also be tricking themselves. Is this like this? This tree feels like Israel, but no, there's no plate. It's just really weird.
Mm, can't really
I'm just. It might be something
make a good
super
guess.
weird, like
Oh, Brazil.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that makes
coastal,
sense.
like beach house Brazil, maybe? Interesting
Yeah,
stuff.
that makes sense.
We'll look at the summary real quick. It's
Milan.
our three from last season. Jake down in eighth, but Milan does take the win. Dennis second, Trickter third. Kodiak's just been so consistent so far. I think it's been a lot of somewhere between fourth and sixth. And DJ, who was in second and probably still is in second, is going to drop down to the pack. Dennis is just kind of running away with it this week.
Dennis is 10 points ahead of DJ right now. So I think he almost already has won. Or he could win this round if DJ does not drops out early again, and Dennis
Yeah, if Dennis outperforms
gets a
him,
win
then
again.
he's just through as first place, which is ridiculous to say before even the last round. But he's gone first, second, and then that was another top three. I believe second even. So if the players are ready, I'm ready to go. Get some water.
Yes. Hold on. Someone is writing something, but I think we are now we are good to go.
Cool, perfect. Then let's do it. Round 5 of 6. And this is the free round, but we'll try and do our casting chops. And nope, we're small antenna, stupid
This is an
garbage, Eastern
this
Europe.
is a weird car. I can't remember seeing this before.
Do we have? This is one of those ones where I just kind of expect a rift to come save me, and it never does because it's never actually Montenegro or Albania. Um, I
I
don't
wasn't
know.
thinking that honestly. I was more thinking about Southern America, like Colombia.
Oh, that makes more sense, honestly. Just generally, this foliage is so weird
Yeah,
to me. Like, what do you want? You thinking? Oh, like
Colombia
the country I never remember, Colombia. Yep.
or Ecuador could also be, but not sure. I think something like that.
Oh,
Oh, Mexico. Yeah, I guess.
southern
Yeah.
Mexico and northern Colombia do always trick me, but we do actually see Cookie out there in Brazil. Doesn't matter. Really, the players are just going between 5 and 6 guesses now. It's not a big deal. And
Tough
this,
one.
yeah, it's unique, right? Like we got some cauliflower moss out here. It's incredibly far north, wherever it is.
Is this the right name for this type of thing?
No, but it looks like cauliflower. It's making me
Yeah.
makes me want lunch. Is
Yeah.
I don't have the map
That makes sense.
anymore to basically speculate, but I think this is like really far north in like Sweden, for example, or based on the dirt roads, maybe like Finland.
Could
But
be. Yeah, it could be. But could also see this being America somewhere. Unsure. I think the um the road is too narrow for being America's.
oh, it's a lot
Yes,
further
it was
south than I
Sweden.
thought. And again, we get southern Sweden and nobody above it. Yeah, it just felt like taiga is the word that comes to mind. And that was not particularly uh, where I expected to find such a thing. And neither did the players. Everybody was further north. We do have sheep, which means it's only one of two countries. As we all know, that sheep don't actually exist outside of New Zealand or Wales. But I'm not too sure that's
Of
either of
these two,
these.
I think Wales. But where's the sun?
The sun is very aggressively south, and I think it might actually just be Scotland.
Yeah, it could also be Scotland.
This is
They
where,
also have they also have sheep in Scotland, I think. Uh,
yeah. If you've been watching any of Tom Davies Geoguessr's content. He's walked through a lot of these moors and
yeah,
with these tufts in just the middle of Wales too.
I said something similar 2 weeks ago.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
guess out in France there, and that'll be Kodiak out, just not really getting the plot that it was actually in Scotland, as I mentioned. This is Scotland, right? It's not UK or England. Yeah, and it's in
It is Scotland.
Galway Park.
Makes sense. Not too far from there where Tom Davies had his mission across Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, if Tom Davies would actually cross Scotland instead of Wales, he'd do a lot better. They actually don't have any rules that say you can't cross, unlike Wales. But we're back in a place that he won't be crossing. It's Spanish speaking, and I'm trying to get anything out of this sign. I think they're just gonna have to go off meta, but nobody's willing to guess so far. They're really trying to rack their brains where this could possibly be. Also, the yellow on one side and the white on another side is interesting to me. Is
Uh,
this like
Kodiak has writ Kodiak has written me he had a bug where all his guesses were nullified,
do we
but after one guess, but I'm not sure. I didn't notice anything.
I mean they were completely
Um, but yeah, as the new rules state, it is not my problem, and
fair enough. Yeah, we had to make some consistency because moderating on the fly is too hard. Um, Alto.
huh,
Oh, I
wouldn't
mean
have gone Mexico.
this is pinpointable. I mean we have the street signs. You just need to figure out what town we're in. And yeah, we got Oxo over here too.
In such a small country as Mexico, it shouldn't be that hard, right?
I mean, yeah, no. Mexico, I've described it as like American France, where it has a lot of different diversity and you can like get the time like you can get phone codes and stuff, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it makes me sad sometimes. Uh
I,
Both in identifying it as a country but also identifying where you're in the country if you don't get like
yeah.
some pretty crucial clues.
When you said it first, I really
Oh,
didn't think this makes sense, but as you explained it, I can relate now.
yeah, we're in Mexicali, which is like Tijuana, just kind of American in feel. We didn't get to really drive around it, but it adds up once we see where it was. This is awfully generic. We're gonna get saved a bit here by the antenna, which implies it's like Europe and the eastern half of Europe. But interested to see if the players get how close they get if they're in the right country at all.
Yeah,
They'll have each
could be
other.
something like Slovakia.
Slovakia, I think, would have been my first guess, but like kind of the hedgy area between Slovakia and Czechia, and then go
Yeah.
from there. And the players who are better than me. This is the lovely thing about distance compared to country, is I'm a lot better at distance because as soon as I realize I'm not in the right place, I get reminded that Colombia is actually a place I need to consider. They seem quite
And
close once it logged.
oh, Croatia.
Oh, yeah, they're guessing Slovenia. So this is my problem: is Slovakia and Slovenia are the same country in my mind. They both start with S. They both have mountainous, foresty places. But Croatia was the actual location. This is a lovely location. Mountains are pretty. Is just the general rule when it comes to the world or Geoguessr. But what is going on here?
This is Bhutan.
Yeah, this I haven't seen anything like screams Bhutan, right? Like you don't have like the bollards on the side of the road, but just this general like road. But also importantly, I mean, what appears to be like if not like a Buddha statue, like that sort of idea out in the
Yeah.
distance. If you could figure out where this statue is, I mean, we're more or less like pretty close to just south of it. This
Yeah.
seems actually surprisingly pinpointable for being just a random mountain road.
Yeah, maybe. And also Dennis dropped out last run.
Hey,
So
they
there is still a chance for
I
people.
I think we're more excited about the race for second, if anything. But uh, wait, there's
Hold on.
Bhutan has
No, Dennis has.
paintball?
Hold on. Didn't know that. Dennis has actually won already.
Oh, yeah, I buy it.
I just noticed.
Yeah, because
He
DJ is
is
already
more.
out.
He's more than 10 points ahead of DJ right now and first, so congrats to Dennis then.
Yeah. Uh, there's aggressively no meta, but it feels incredibly orange. I'm gonna say it's Uganda, but I didn't see it. Yeah, it's a big yellow, big white card. There is meta. Um, it's a game of what side of Kampala are we on? If we're in Kampala, it looks like there's more city to the east than there is to the west. So I'd say
Always hard to tell.
um, I would start guesses on the west side of Kampala. But these players are going to get very close if they burn through the amount of guesses they should be burning.
Rookie has still 4 guesses, so nothing is lost yet, but it gets closer every second, and he's out.
Cookie's been doing a lot better in the distance round,
Oh,
and hey, it's where I thought it was. It's Western Kampala. We're in the
but
Rubega division.
players getting really close. Triangulation.
Yeah, Trickster's triangulation I think is bar none.
Yes, yes, and this should be Kyrgyzstan also without the meta. Big mountains, Cyrillic, yeah, Cyrillic speaking or writing, whatever.
Yeah, and you're with this amount of mountains, I think further south than say like the major cities. It's not gonna be like Almaty or anything. Um,
I have
but
very little experience with Kyrgyzstan, so I'm not gonna guess anything.
yeah, this is a sort of round where I think there's like some incentive to not guess immediately for Amon, because giving Trickster something to triangulate off is really playing to his strengths. Um,
That's a fact. That's makes sense.
but it's one of those things where you also have 4 guesses, and if you only guess once or twice, you're kind of limiting yourself. I'm never really sure what the actual play is here, but I'm not surprised to see Trickster at the top. Iman doesn't get a last guess, and it is a lot
Oh,
further north and a lot further east than I thought. I was thinking down here, but near Jalabad. But Trickster, again, just absolutely brilliant when it comes to doing things like triangulation, and you can see the huge mountain range in the north. It adds up too. Good stuff from Trickster. I mean, good stuff from everybody here. We have Iman and Cookie who haven't been really showing off today, so I'm happy to see them in the top 3. But really, I think the biggest thing to note is congratulations to Dennis, even with his worst round today of 5th. That is going to be a win for him for the day. There's plenty
and
more to play
actually,
for, though.
Iman did overtake DJ right now with 2 points
Really,
ahead of him. Yeah,
Iman, that's a really quiet second place. He's
yes,
just
indeed.
been having a lot of middling rounds, but they've been adding up, and uh, I think that was also true in the qualifiers. I was kind of surprised to see that Iman qualified the day that he did, because he just kept on doing seconds, thirds, fourths, and just being solid is enough to get you a lot of points with the format that we have. There's no like true reward for getting first until we
Yeah,
reach the end of the season and start getting rid of the bad results.
that's true. It's funny to see how all players except DJ have a tied, except the top 3, I mean, have a tied place. So Harry and Cookie have 19 points, Milan and Jake have 22 points. Kodak and Trichter having 24 points. So this is funny to see.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really close here. I think every position matters. Beyond Dennis just getting to play spoiler. And I think if the
We can
players
start, yeah.
are ready to go, let's do it. This is gonna be our last round for today. It's been good fun, and I'm interested to see at least 10 more rounds of Geoguessr. So let's do it. Rounds? What's the right word I'm looking for? Yeah, I think rounds the right word. We did see players. This will be New Zealand, by the way, but we did see players hitting the guess limit last round. I think that was part of Jake's trouble, as he just ran out of guesses.
Yeah, and also Kodak did, but I think he had a bug, so
Yeah.
yeah, can't really do much there. But this should be New Zealand, right?
Yep. Just based on the bollard. Uh, North Island or South Island? What are you feeling?
It's hard. I never get the right one, but I think. I think I'm gonna say Southern Island.
Yeah,
Change my mind.
if it feels like hobbits live there, South Island's a good guess. I'm pretty like the reason I asked is I'm pretty 50-50 on it. I think this could be either. I'm gonna say it's South Island too, actually.
Makes sense.
Um, my temptation to guess and just put it in Greenland is too high, but in theory, they could be really bad. Yeah, no, of course it's just near Auckland.
As always.
Yeah,
And Cookie guessing really far south there.
yeah.
I'm not sure why he did that, but it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah,
Okay, these
that
do
is that.
matter, and there's a bit of meta. You can see the telephone pole. I'm sure if I look down, you'll see or
The
not
holy
see
poles.
holy poles and antennas. So they'll get the country, but where are we?
Holy poles are Romania, Hungary, and Poland. And
Yeah,
of these three, I think it this makes more sense to go for Poland as it looks quite Baltic to me.
I love slamming it in Romania. I think mainly because I just played Romania recently
Yeah,
in
Romania was
Reddit League,
fun.
and now I'm just like everything's Romania. Uh, Milan, I don't think is guessed yet.
I'm not sure. Maybe he's kind of sleepy.
Is Milan AFK? Oh no, they did
On
guess.
this
They just
part, he isn't. No.
it was northeast Poland, which wasn't. If it was in Poland, it wouldn't have been where I thought either. So good stuff from our players, but I'm surprised to see Milan not burning through their guesses there.
Yes. Oh, and Togo.
We have coast to our east. It's very dusty, and we have the Tunisian car,
Tunisia.
which adds up because basically all coast in Tunisia is in fact east.
And which city would you go for? Sousse, Sfax, or
It's
Tunis?
it's always Sfax. Like, I always get surprised with how often it ends up being Sfax. But it's
Yeah.
also like not. It's screaming like pretty coastal, not like major city Tunis.
Yeah, that's true. Is Tunis even on the coast?
I don't have a map up. You're the one who isn't having to watch the.
Hold on, I'm gonna check. I think so. I think so. But let me check. If it would load.
Basically, every
Yes,
major
there we
city in
go.
Tunisia is on the coast, just
Yes.
because when you're
Yes.
not on the coast, it's a desert, and nobody can be bothered to
More or
live there.
less. More or less. Carthage is more
That was
coastal though.
very far north. This is where when it gets really weird Tunisia, is when I start thinking really far north, but that wasn't really weird Tunisia.
Desert, yeah.
Yeah, I tricked her guessing more or less in a reasonable place, but it wasn't actually in the city either. Weird spot. And Cookie is the loser when all push comes to shove. And
Yeah,
now we got generic north-south road. Congratulations, players.
yeah.
Good luck.
This should be Australia, and I think it is West Coast,
Based on the
but
road
I'm not
lines or
sure.
something? Because the road lines are
Or
super weird. We do have
it
the
could be Adelaide. It could
yeah,
be Adelaide area.
we do have a bollard here that confirms. But
I think it could very well be Adelaide area. That looks quite similar, I think.
yeah, I mean it's north-south, right? It could be the road that you're thinking of, like anywhere north or south of Perth. But these players are getting a huge assistance that we're not. They do at least find out when they're far away. Adelaide area was correct, and it wasn't actually that north-south. It was very much northwest. Uh,
But people getting the right road, that's
yeah, look how
kind of
close
crazy.
that is. That's actually obscene there from Kodiak. Um,
Yeah,
Kodiak,
insane player.
yeah, he has the beyond like the person who's botting has like a minute and 2 seconds on diverse world, which is in part just says that they play too much. To
No, I can tell you a story about that actually. I asked him recently, and he said it's because they played a round of what was it? Some sort of co-op with someone playing the map and someone playing the game, and someone
uh,
just clicked. I think Kodak just clicked through the game then, with knowing
Oh,
every
it is.
location already.
Yeah, I think I've actually read that Kodiak said it wasn't illegitimate. How's your knowledge on men crossing street signs?
Unfortunately, quite bad, but Romania makes sense.
I do like it as a knowledge piece. But it doesn't help me much in Eastern Europe, where you don't actually see it too often. In Eastern Europe's where I need the help. Uh, Kids, where are we? That kid does not want to have his picture taken, and
Gangster could be South Africa. I mean America. Something like Ecuador or
if you don't know where it is, Ecuador is one of my favorite jams. I hate these rounds that are like, is it actually Southeast Asia or uh South America?
yeah, yeah. It could
And
also be Southeast Asia. I didn't. Yeah, that didn't really come to mind.
you pull in the racial profiling, and these kids, I mean, they're blurry. Like, what
No,
do you
I
want from
didn't.
me?
No, I didn't.
No,
Don't
I
accuse me.
do, and I'm like, well, like sometimes like it really does help when you get things like hijabs, like just in general head coverings, and you go, okay, thank you for confirming that we're
Oh,
in
Palawan.
something like Malaysia. We're on a random island. I don't think I've seen much coverage on this island for Philippines, but
I
everybody
know it
got
has,
stuck
but that's
on the same island, and it looked like they were all very close in distance too. I think we ended up in one of those distance rounds where every player sees that they're 5 kilometers away and panics.
yeah.
We got a Borat poll, which isn't Kyrgyzstan. It looks like Romania again.
Mm,
I think I've noticed the white at the bottom is particularly Romanian.
could be, yeah.
And where's Waldo Bollard? Um,
Creative way of describing. But
a candy cane, I guess, would be the more normal way.
yeah,
But uh,
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
elevation. I mean, Romania, based on my knowledge now, is
East,
yeah, either east. I don't think it's northwest, so I think it's just eastish, Romania.
I would say it's eastern of the main mountain range.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see.
It's south.
Ah, southern. I mean, I
Yeah.
was on the right side of the mountain range, but
Yeah, so these guesses I don't appreciate. Like the guesses that are straight up in the mountains, like Trichter and it looks like that was Dennis, are never going to be
yes.
correct, but they're good hedges, right? If you just put it in the middle of Romania and nobody pressures you off the guess, then you save guesses.
True, true. Also, Dennis is the only one of the top three still in, so this really confirms that this is his day today.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last
Um,
season. Jake Lyons missed a week, and they were otherwise in a really good position to win. Dennis had a good first week, didn't participate last week due to personal reasons, so we'll see if that comes to bite them. If Dennis just plays this well every week, I mean, Dennis is still going to win, and it's not going to be close. So, really good stuff here from Dennis today. Trichter's really shown up here in the distance round, and Kodiak's just been very consistent. This is, I think, a good final three for what we've seen. All players very equidistant from yet again another pretty far south in our Scandinavian rounds. Uh, they look like they were like 5 kilometers away from each other, but not actually that close in true distance.
this should be Iceland.
Yeah.
Also a map we played in Reddit League. Um,
Do you think the coast is out there in the west, or I don't
that
see?
would be that would make sense actually because I think it is south of Reykjavik.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense, especially with these like tabletop mountains. Um,
Yeah,
but also a decent
that
amount
was
of
my guess.
a decent amount of population. You don't actually see people
Mm.
in a lot of places in Iceland.
And they are also building buildings, houses, so to say. These look like some What are these called in English?
Oh,
Yeah, never mind.
I mean, same idea, right? Like you're thinking down here or down
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's the outskirts of Reykjavik, and Trichter not really picking up that it was on the coast. This is just one of the brilliant things about Trichter is like I really felt like that was coastal, and Trichter doesn't really care. Trichter just gets you on the trigonometry,
yeah. Yeah.
not trigonometry, that's that very much. Nah, whatever. Let's go pull up the game summary. Trichter does win this one. Kodiak gets second. Dennis in third. Dennis has just had an absolute burner of the game. DJ just edges out Emin. We'll see if that matters for the final results. Let's go pull them up if you have them ready.
I have updated them right now.
Perfect. Congratulations to Dennis. There's no surprise if you've been watching the whole video that Dennis did pull off the win. And Iman gets the second place. DJ gets tied for third. So we saw them very close in the final standings there, 5 points versus 6 points, and just ekes it out. Trichter brings it back with a 7-9-9. So that's third, first in the distance rounds, and hilariously two last places and two first places in the same week. Kodiak.
He pulled the Red Dogs.
True. We see Kodiak actually pulling off three sixes in the same week too, and only even results. Interestingly enough, uh, not a brilliant week there for Harry or Milan, who we've seen be very good some weeks, and Cookie at the bottom. Not too surprising. I did skip. I think Jake, who Jake's been very solid. We saw that with last season. Just Jake was very good at putting up consistent results. But just
Yeah.
the level of quality of play has been so much higher this season that solid doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be in the top three, top four every week.
This is also something he himself said that level of this season really improved, and he has trouble. He has more trouble this season. And it is good to see some old faces on top again with Dennis, and the rest of the table is very close with also only separating um with by separate with also them only separated by a few points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we haven't tallied up the full results here, but Dennis, Iman, and DJ were not at the top at the beginning of this week. So we're going to see another shuffle of the board here. We'll go through the full standings at the beginning of next week. But for everybody who joined us, we do truly appreciate it. We do this in part because it's fun. We really enjoy just watching some really good Geoguessr, as do you if you're still here at this part of the video. But also we do it for the viewership and stuff. So we appreciate you guys. If you want to like, comment. If you know where we were in that turkey round, I'd really love to know where that mountain was. But anything else you want to add?
that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. Bye.